In the boundless Argentine countryside, where the stars burn bright and the horizon stretches forever, the night is never truly silent or truly dark. Out there, in the vast Pampas or the shadowed folds of the mountains, a strange glow dances just above the earth. A faint flickering light that drifts without sound, following the lone traveler, vanishing when you dare to chase it. A hovering light that seems to watch. They call it La Luz Mala, the evil light. But where does it come from? Is it a warning from the underworld? What does it want, or perhaps what does it need? And why has it haunted the pampas and hillsides for generations? Welcome to Words Across Worlds, where language, culture, and storytelling meet. I'm Veronica Pellegrino, and today we're heading into the stillness of the night and the vastness of the Pampas to explore one of Argentina's most haunting folk legends. So wrap yourself in a poncho, keep a knife at hand, and let's begin. The legend of La Luz Mala is one of Argentina's oldest and most persistent tales. Stories of ominous lights floating above the ground, especially in remote rural areas or distant hilly regions, can be traced back centuries. The gauchos of the Pampas, those iconic horsemen of the Argentine plains, were some of the first to tell stories about it. They spoke of a light that appeared without warning, hovering near forgotten graves, murky swamps, or desolate crossroads. To them, it wasn't just a glow, it was alive, watchful, a presence that seemed to stalk the edges of their campfires, teasing the boundaries between this world and the next. Some indigenous peoples that inhabited the territory of present-day Argentina had their own interpretations. Some believed it was the soul of someone who had died too soon, perhaps violently or with unfinished business, doomed to wander in eternal unrest, seeking comfort in vain. In the northwestern regions of the country, where ancient indigenous cultures, Christian beliefs, and centuries of solitude blended into one of South America's most mystical folk traditions, the legend of La Luz Mala still runs deep. They say the light rises from the ground, especially in the dry season, and just as the last rays of sun fade from the mountain peaks, it begins to glow. Some scientists have attempted to explain La Luz Mala through natural causes. They suggest it may be a case of ignis fatuus, a phenomenon also known as will-o'-the-wisp or fool's fire, where gases like methane or phosphine are released by decaying organic matter underground. When these gases come into contact with the air, especially in hot, dry conditions, they can spontaneously ignite, producing a brief, flickering glow. But to those who've seen the light dance across the hills, no explanation ever seems quite enough. The light is known by many names. Some call it Farol de Mandinga, the devil's lantern. Others, Boitata, the fire father. In some indigenous languages, it's called Ailén Mulelo, the burning ember that walks. No matter the name, it seems as a manifestation from beyond, a reminder that not everything that glows in the dark is safe to follow. In folk Catholic traditions, the day of San Bartolomé, on the 24th of August, is said to be when the light appears brightest. Some say it's because that's the one day Lucifer is free from the watch of heaven and can walk among the living unnoticed. The gauchos developed their own way of keeping safe from La Luz Mala. If the light began to follow, they would recite a prayer, look away, and bite down on the sheath of their knife, a gesture to steady their nerves and ward off evil. It was part superstition, part survival instinct. But not all tales of La Luz Mala speak only of restless souls. In the shadowed cerros of northern Argentina, where ancient hills rise like sentinels under the skies, some believe the light doesn't just haunt, it protects. They say La Luz Mala hovers over hidden treasure, gold or silver stashed long ago by fleeing bandits or forgotten settlers. To those bold enough to seek it, there is a ritual. When you see the light, plunge your knife into the ground where it shines brightest. Mark the spot, leave, and return at dawn. If the stories are true, you might find riches buried beneath your blade. But locals warn, many have tried and found nothing. Or worse, they found something they weren't meant to disturb: death. The most widespread version of La Luz Mala carries a darker warning. Many believe this light is no mere spirit, no treasure's guard, but an omen, a force of illness, madness, or even death for those foolish enough to follow its glow. In this sense, it's not just a ghost story. It's a mirror, reflecting fears passed down through generations, the fear of the unknown, of what lies beneath the surface, and of what waits in the silence of the night. So maybe that's why La Luz Mala continues to haunt us. Not because it's real, but because it could be. So, next time you find yourself in the countryside at dusk and you see a faint flicker floating over the land, don't follow it, don't chase it. And whatever you do, remember to bring your poncho, your knife, and no matter what your religion is, a prayer. Thanks for joining me on Words Across Worlds. If you enjoyed this story, share it with someone who loves legends, folklore, or just a good chill down the spine. I'm Veronica Pellegrino, and I'll see you next time in the stories we tell and the worlds they open. One story at a time.